Hello, everyone. Welcome, everyone, on the Silva Method Island YouTube channel. I am here today with such a beautiful and amazing woman who I have some memory from the past. So it's absolutely amazing. And I am thrilled to introduce you today to Gulgun Sharafat. Gulgun, as you already know, it's absolutely pleasure to have you here beside me. We had to
It is
reschedule
fun.
our meeting because of some issue, but it doesn't really matter. We are here again. We have already audience who is waiting for us. So guys, welcome everyone. Please do use the chat box if you have some questions to Gulgun and anything what is connected with the Silva method. I'm going to let Gulgun speak for the moment, just basically ask her how she's doing. Then I'm going to tell you a little bit more about her because this woman did such amazing things in her life already. And after that, we will go to start this inspirational chat. So Gulgun, how are you? You are based in Turkey at the moment, so I presume you have absolutely beautiful weather to compare to our cloudy sky that we do have in Ireland. So please
Exactly.
let's welcome our
We,
audience. Let us know how are you keeping and how is everything on your side.
first of all, thank you so much. It was so nice to see after all these years. It was such lovely times. We really did enjoy that time. And I'm following you and you're following me. And it was such a pleasure actually to meet you here. And you know that I'm living in Turkey, Izmir. Since no more Turkey, it's Turkey. The name has changed and I'm so glad about it. So the weather is so nice. I'm just by the seaside. It's very nearby to the sea. It's a beautiful weather here, and I'm enjoying. And my life, I'm sorry that we had to postpone because of my own personal reasons,
Yes, it's
but
okay.
things happen when they are supposed to happen. So we are happy to manage at the end of the day. I'm so happy for that.
That's perfect. So, guys, once I see you gathering here, please let us know from which place around the world are you gathering here. Because, Gulgun, I have to tell you that this community is such an amazing community. And as you probably notice, there is thousands of people gathering here. They are Silva Method graduates, they are Silva Method fans, they are Silva Method practitioners. So
Amazing.
there is actually amazing energy here. But if you don't mind, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about you to the people who are with us live and who will
Thank you
be
so much.
watching a replay of that video. Because I think that this is very, very important for people who are with us today to know, like basically in what area of personal development area you are specializing as well beside the Silva method. So the main important aspect that you are here with me is that in 2014, at the same time, we've been both certified to do the Silva work in our community. You does teach the Silva method in Turkey, right? And I am responsible here for the island market. But I also have to mention our audience here that currently you also do work as a psychologist in your own center with group of different psychologists and coaches that you founded in 2007. And this is, I think, the big specialization of your professional area, because again, even when I read your bio in details, you are absolutely a great expert in everything what it is with the connection to positive psychology. Beside obviously your professional life, you have your family, you are the mother of your son, you are a wife, and I can only think and imagine how beautiful your lifestyle is living beside the seaside. So absolutely amazing one more time, Gulgun, to have you here. And if you don't mind, because people are joining us, I have a little surprise for you because I do
Oh,
prepare, yes, I do prepare a few photos just to recall some experience. First of all,
oh, beautiful.
do you remember this?
Lovely.
Yes. Yes. So guys,
Kasia, Ayşe Nediz, Laura Silva, and all
Yes,
our friends, and
yes,
yeah, Lithuanian directors, and oh, beautiful.
yes. So this is, guys,
It's so
just for
nice.
you.
I
This is,
don't have that picture, you know.
yes, yes. This is
Please
just
do
from
send me. I
our,
don't have that picture.
I do, I do. I think that you do have them, but I will definitely send them you one more time. So this is just for you to let you know that this is from our last day of graduation. And like Gulgun mentioned, Laura Silva Quesada flew to Kaunas on that day just to basically make us a little bit surprised. And there is
It
two
was
more
a lovely
photos,
day. Yeah.
Gulgun. So have a look. Very funny one with the three fingers.
Ah, that one is cute. Oh,
Yes,
that's nice too. Seriously, I forgot all about it. How nice,
yes.
Kasia. It's so
Yes.
nice.
And here, what I found for
Oh my
you,
God, you have better photos than me.
yes, definitely. I actually had this photo with my archive. So again, this is Gulgun with Laura, just cheering each other for that big day that we become a Silva Method instructor.
How
So I
beautiful.
this is very beautiful photo as well, and our
Oh,
celebration.
I remember this dinner. I have
Yes,
this photo.
you have this photo, yeah. So this is just a big celebration for us with the people from different country around the world who represents the Silva method in their location. And also, I think that it was just some supper or lunchtime between our trainings, days of our training,
It
also in
is
Old
today.
City, in Kaunas. And the last one, Gulgun, that I personally love, uh, it's
Sweetie cheese by the river.
yes. This is us just, looking very casual, doing a lot of sightseeing of that beautiful city. And with us is our beautiful and amazing colleague, Alexandra Pantu from Romania. And she also become a certified Silva Method instructor during this training. So for everyone who was with us on this photo, we are sending, a big hug and a big love. And I really hope, Gulgun, that you like it. So
I
you
love
know,
it. I love it. You're gonna
super.
send me after some of them,
I will.
especially the ones in the beginning. I don't have it.
Definitely, definitely. Okay, and we have here in our audience George, we have Carlos from Brazil, we have people from US joining us. Who is with us as well, guys? Please use opportunity and be with us live because you will have opportunity to ask Gulgun some question by the end of our chat. Okay. So let's start. Gulgun. I
Yes.
have my own tradition here when I do meet here with people who are like you or are like me or who are just Silva Method graduates. And I always like to ask them how their story with the Silva Method started. So I would be personally very much interested if you can share with us right now how has your own journey with the Silva method started? If you can tell us a little bit more about it.
It started in an interesting way, in quite a different. Graduated as a young psychologist in 1983. 2 years I worked with children who are physically challenged, cerebral palsy
Mhm.
children. And I was working in a hospital as well as a center. So 2 years I was working as a psychologist, but I wasn't actually making money, and I wasn't very happy about it. And I was looking for the opportunities in life. So I joined an airline as a flight attendant, and I was
Okay.
based in Saudi Arabia for about 2 years, and 6 years about a completely different story, Thailand, Bangkok.
Okay.
So this is how I was introduced to Silva method. When I was living in Thailand, I was actually enjoying the Eastern psychology and philosophy of existence. I was trained in the Western psychology, but I had a chance to train myself with the Buddhist monks in Dharma schools, learning about different techniques and meditation, yoga, energy therapy, NLP. It was those years. So it was almost 87, 88. I was introduced to Silva through a book, the first book of Jose Silva,
Okay.
introducing that book.
Are you talking about those books?
Which one? Yes,
that one
exactly.
Okay,
this
cool.
one.
I just wanted to be sure. Okay.
And I got that one. And interestingly, in Bangkok, there was a Silva Method then, and I was joining to their classes. I didn't finish the whole class, but they were doing some introducing classes and practicing some techniques at that time. So I joined them, and then I met with my husband, who was a flight attendant, steward as well. I went into his house, and there was another Jose Silva book in his house. And that was quite a match. So we started with that. We've been exchanging books about Silva, about mind, NLP, energy, meditation. This is how I started in the 90s in general.
Mm-hmm. And then, like we said, since 2014, you do teach professionally this method in your country. Am I right?
Exactly. I came back to Turkey in 1993. I resigned from the airline, came back. 2 years, I was doing completely different business. I had a boutique and things, but I've been continuing as a psychologist to attend some classes, to cover up what I lost in the 8-10 years. Then I started to work as a psychologist in 1998. I have a great teacher and a mentor, Dr. Sheldon Kramer. He was my mentor, and he was actually integrating Eastern and Western psychology. My first family therapy classes I attended with him. I'm a family therapist at the moment. I'm a hypnotherapist, energy psychotherapist. But over the years, my journey started with him. And in 1999, I noticed that I know all this kind of stuff from Bangkok. Mm-hmm. In my mind, the psychology was always the Western psychology, very Freudian style, very different approaches. But Sheldon taught me a completely different thing. So I started attending, creating classes actually on my own. That I started my first class in 1999, Psycho-Cybernetics and Personal Development. Psycho-Cybernetics, Maxwell Maltz, he was an aesthetic surgeon. Yes. About 14 years, I was teaching about how the mind works, how the brain works, the self-image, how it affects life, what creates the quality of life in our life story, and things like that. So in 1999 or 2000, I believe, I met Ayşe, who is my dear friend and the director of Turkey.
Yes.
At that time, I was giving my clients yoga classes as well as sessions. So one day, interestingly, she called me, not as a client, but she wanted to attend to my yoga classes.
Okay.
So this is how we started. And I found out, amazingly, she started much before than me in Italy in 17. She was a Silva graduate. So we start calling each other Silva sisters. I was surprised that in Turkey there was no Silva.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Ayşe was working in a big company as a human resource person in one level, and she was very happy with it, blah, blah. But we were both interested why Silva is not in Turkey. And Ayşen started this. She had the courage to resign and to bring the rights to Turkey from states. Before it was in Greece. And it wasn't easy for them to come and to conduct classes in Turkey. So Ayşen was the first one, contacted the states, got all the rights back to Turkey, and he established the stuff, all the information in 2007. At the time, since I was working as a hypnotherapist and a trauma therapist and a family therapist and energy therapist, I was helping her with the terminology. We were doing the translations.
Okay.
Then she asked me to join as an instructor to the system. I said I would love to, but in 2007 I established my center.
Yes.
Of positive psychology, brain integration center. So I couldn't do it till 2012. 2012, she asked me again. And then I started for 2 years as an intern of Silva Instructor. Yeah. And 2014, I was certified. Yeah. This is my long story. Cut short.
But it's a beautiful story and such an experience story, because when I do think about my story, it's like very quick. So when I started to teach this, I was still gaining experience, I was still testing all of the tools. So it was totally different path, but still very beautiful, right? To compare to yours, that so many years before you started to teach this, you've been actually able to test it, right? And to live by that lifestyle. So I think that
that was the amazing part.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so Gulgun, sometimes when I do have a call and people are interested to take classes, and they, for example, came across the Silva method for the first time, they are asking me the question, okay, so Kasia, can you please tell me, is it very popular right now? People are taking the classes? And I'm sharing with them the feedback. So I want to know, if you don't mind, to share with us how the Silva method is popular at the moment in your country. Like, do people are aware about the program? I'm just wondering, because every single time when I do have a guest like you from the different country that Ireland is, I love to basically see popularity of those methods. So if you can share with us just a little bit maybe of the background, how it looks like in your country.
Turkey is a very interesting country, historically as well as geographically. I'm amazed with the classes that I conduct. We don't do big classes of 100 people or 200 people, but Turkish people are very intuitive people, and we are in a special land of famous philosophers all over the world is admiring, such as Rumi, such as Yunus Emre. All these people are amazing, their books, their things. And I feel privileged to be born and raised in this land.
Yeah.
And in Turkey, our classes, you should see, is so deep, so different, so much spiritual, actually. It's not about how to learn to control the mind. I believe that in Silva, we are not actually teaching how to control the mind. We are teaching how to operate the mind.
I agree.
In the best way possible. Mm-hmm. Maybe instead of Silva controlling the mind control method, we should say Silva mind operating method, because nobody teaches us this. When you are in Turkey, people are very knowledgeable. They read lots of books. I call them, awakened. They're awake. They know what's going on within their life story, within the society, within the world. So I feel so privileged to be with these people. Actually, I'm not teaching them. I always believe I'm not teaching anybody anything. I am just helping them to remember who they were. And most of them, they already remember They just need a tool to make this better. And I believe Silva method is the best method. Interesting thing. When I was doing this 14 years Psycho-Cybernetics teaching, my students were continuing for almost 8 months, 2 hours a week. And I was teaching them about how the mind works, meditation, guided imagery techniques, all kind of techniques. One day, Aishan was giving a graduate class in my office. And I joined the class since I'm a graduate. And I noticed these people attended only 4 days course, and they were much better than the students who was in my class for 8 months. I said, how do these people achieve this? What's the trick? Because Silva method tells them you have all the source within you.
Yes.
And Silva method opens the door of remembering who are you and what you've been designed for. It's incredible. As a psychologist, I became a trauma psychologist. I lost my mom at the age of 14. I was having cancer at the age of 29. We all have our own stories. But nobody tells us how to come out of those stories. Nobody tells us how to use this black box. In the school, we learn all kind of lessons, but not how to operate the mind. Why do I think the way I think? Cognitive psychology was a great achievement in the world of psychology, that we noticed that what we see in the outside world actually is what we believe in our mind, because there is the perception part. What do you understand from what you see? You don't see things which you don't perceive. That was the very, those filters. But nobody tells us about the filters. We always say, oh, if you see these things bad, yes, it's your mind, it's your eyes. But how? Why do I see it this way? Why some other people see it that way? Is there a way to come out of it? Nobody taught us this.
That's so true. And Gulgun, thank you so much. I have a goosebumps because, see, listening to you right now, I can very quickly recall our chats and conversations from that training. And see, I can share that with you. There is no secret behind, because people are thanking us for such a valuable life. So guys, thank you so much. As you can see, it's my beautiful guest here. But what I want to share with you, see, I remember joining Silva community on that professional way, like almost 8 years ago. So, even if I do call myself, as an experience and the instructor with a results, I remember myself, from that training, that I really wanted to have a chat with you about everything what you knew, because I came across you as such a wise person, because you came out there with such a big experience, and I was kind of the newbie in that environment. So I just have this moment right now when you do explain things. It's just that quick recall that I remember you having this aha moment, sitting in front of you with the mouth open, just to basically absorb the knowledge. Because no, but this is so true. We know that sometimes we need to have some people in our life. So I just want to share that,
We
because
do,
this is
definitely.
absolutely amazing, and we know that you are here because of your experience as well. So thank you so much for actually sharing with us those deep answers in terms of Turkey society that do lives out there, and that saying that yes, this is the best method for operating our mind and brains, because I totally resonate with that and I agree with that. So having your experience, knowing what you know, doing such amazing things in your life, can you please share with us your personal opinion, like your reflections about meditation? How you would encourage people to meditate, and why is it important, Gulgun, to meditate every single day? I really would like to hear what you can say about that.
This is a lovely question, which I like to answer, and I enjoy answering it. The reason for that is the same question: how to use your mind. Why I adore Jose Silva with all the things, with the method that he came up with, is that about the mind, nobody knew anything. It was only for the secret doctrines, or some certain philosophers or religious people, how to use mind. It was not for the ordinary people. For the ordinary people, what was left was that living in a left brain life. Wake up in the morning, go to work, eat, drink, do whatever you want to read, do shopping. And that was all the life about. Then I believe all the philosophy of the religions, like in Turkey is Sufism, in Far East is the Buddhism, in a Jewish tradition, the Kabbalistic approach, they all say one thing: the real alchemist, the real person who can change matter to gold, actually not he or she, it's the mind. The mind is the alchemist. Mm-hmm. Through the mind, we can change everything. That's more, it's amazing, but nobody told us that. Actually, in Silva, we say a lot. We are teaching in Silva, or actually reminding people to use more of their mind, which is that making people alchemists. Mind is all. Hermetic principles in philosophy says the same thing. Mind is all. Mm-hmm. And there is no method so far in the world which is teaching this. This is the most amazing thing. All kind of techniques. I took so many techniques. Theta healing, quantum healing, doing this healing, that healing, this energy. But none of them tells you you are the miracle. They tell you, I will help you to be the miracle. Mm-hmm. But actually, you are the miracle. You have a great tool within you. Somebody has to tell you how to do this. Jose Silva was a great guy. Why I was amazed with his techniques, the right brain, the left brain, the alpha, beta, theta, why these are important is because you can be your own guru. You can get information. Information is everywhere. Since you are an atomic, molecular being, as well as you have organs, you have systems, you have a mind, which you are on top of it. You are the highest intelligence in this earth. And you are able to access all the information in all these levels. Is there anything better than this in the world?
Exactly.
Exactly, isn't it?
So this is how you are trying to say that basically once we are going to our level, which we know that this is the meditation level, this is what we can inquire, this is what we can do. So this is your way to recommend people to meditate. And I'm right? Just want to make sure that I did understand everything correctly.
I was going to come up because I'm a bit going around, but meditation is, Ramdas. Ramdas is a famous psychologist who has taken the Indian name since he was very connected to this. He was the one that I was studying when I was in Thailand. He says, your thoughts are like sun rays. One by one, they mean nothing. But if you collect them into a point and reflect them into a magnifier, then you can burn. You can create fire. One by one, they are not effective, but when they are all, it's different. Meditation has different techniques. You can, like I learned in Bangkok, Tratak meditation, using your eyes. You can do things. You can, like yantra, mantra meditation, or not, like now we say mindfulness meditation. Meditation is observing your thoughts or leading your thoughts to somewhere. Okay, I did this. So what? What happens when I do this meditation? Mindfulness says, bring your old thoughts, observe them. Consider yourself, you're sitting by the side of the river and watching your thoughts. Okay, I did. And I do this every day. What happens? What do I do with this thing? My mind is quiet now, peaceful. I'm having a peaceful life. So what am I going to do with that? In Silva, we teach people meditation. And we say the mother of the Silva is meditation. The father is the hypnosis.
Yes. Very good.
It's completely different. How it's different? In mindfulness meditation, in different kind of meditation, over the years I've been learning, and last 30 years, I might say, I've been experiencing. But the only thing different other than the meditation, than the religious meditation, of course, like the Zen meditation or things like that, Jose Silva says meditation is a way, actually, to calm yourself, to calm your autoimmune system in minutes. Once you do that, you can expand the mind. What to use for? Not only for my own well-being, for the well-being of the others. And he says that we are here in this world to make the world a better place. Yes. I always teach my students and clients, I says, we are born here somewhere, we come through our parents, but they don't create us. And we die somewhere. So say that I'm 61 years old, I've been meditating 61 years. What it does, people who really do meditation, they know the mind expands. The mind starts acting in a very peculiar way to get information and to use information, which we consider this spiritual growth.
Yes. Oh, such a beautiful
way. Sorry.
No. Go ahead, Gulgun. I just have my own reflection and I'm trying to share it.
So meditation is a great way. Do meditate. Do mindful meditation. Do all kind of meditation. But it's not the goal. The goal is to expand the mind, to use the mind as a tool to get information to solve the problems in the world. Mm-hmm. And the only technique which is this Silva method.
Yes. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for that. And because we are talking about meditation, there is a question that is showing up here in our chat box, and it actually directed to you, Gulgun. So very good question. I'm wondering what you are going to say. This is a question that it's coming from Neshudian Malik. Does meditation guide to right ways always? So what I'm trying to say is, does meditation is always right in terms of helping you to make a good decision? What would you say for people in terms of this question?
Well, does meditation leads you to right ways? Is that in this question, there is an acceptance. First of all, the meditation has to lead you good ways or the right ways. So I might as well ask the question, did any religion was able to lead everybody who practiced the religion to lead into the good way?
Yeah, that's the question,
No.
and we can reflect on that.
No.
Exactly.
I cannot say everybody who does meditation would be doing the right thing. No, there's just a door. There's just a door for the new openings. You know what's the doors are needed for? That we are all born into this world, and we all have our own story. I was born in this kind of family, in this land, in this city, with this kind of this, blah, 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 blah. You know, in my classes, I say one thing. We are all so busy to search out about our story. So this body, as Jose Silva says, this is the avatar of Gulgun. In this physical three-dimensional world, I am experiencing my life through this avatar, which is called Gulgun. But I'm not that. I'm much more than that. Mm-hmm. So meditation is actually is not doing what is right, what is wrong in the physical world. Mm-hmm. It's doing what's right to do in the spiritual world as well as the physical world.
Yes, and that reminds me,
Gulgun, it opens between.
Yes, and that reminds me, I'm sorry to interrupting you here, that beautiful quote from Wayne Dyer, who said that we are not only human beings, this is exactly what you just said, but we are more, right? We can experience ourselves on that spiritual level. So this is absolutely amazing, and this is absolutely great answer for those questions.
We are actually energy, spiritual beings who is experiencing human life in this planet.
Yes.
This is in the Silva book. How beautiful it is. Do not think that you are this avatar. Like, you know, the kids, when they play with an avatar, they choose a character and they play. And then they come back to this world, right? Oh, it was a game. So I believe that we are all living in the dream of this planet. Mm-hmm. And now, since Jose Silva was saying this, I agree with this completely. We are here to be awakened from this world's dream and to remember that we are belonging to a higher intelligence of the universe, whatever you might call it, God, Lord, source energy, cosmos, quantum, whatever you name it. And the world is not only this much.
Mm-hmm. No, thank you so much. It's just a beautiful reflection and explanation, I believe. And because, you know, we do use also meditation in Silva community, right? In the Silva method.
Yes, we do, definitely.
Yes, to be more also guided by our intuition. Again, it's maybe, you know, just my personal interest, how you are going to answer this, because you do use such a beautiful metaphors. Again, based on your beautiful experience, what would you tell to people? Why is it important to listen our gut feeling, to our intuition? Because I know that you are going to answer this beautifully. I know the answer. I know my answer. But I think that this community needs to hear, why is it important for us to use our intuition in terms of even, you know, make better decision on our daily basis?
That's a beautiful question. Thank you so much. It's, again, basic of the Silva concepts as well. In this world, when you are born into this world, you come from a spiritual world or whatever you might call it. You might not remember, but in this world, you learn to use, after especially the age of 6, 7, the rational mind, which is the reasoning mind. The reasoning mind and the rational information is always based into and evidence. Intuitional mind, without an evidence, it takes the information. In this world, all kind of discoveries were done with intuition, not with only rational thinking. For example, they give this, I don't know whether it's right or not, everything belongs to Einstein nowadays, but Einstein was one day, he was lying down and he saw the sunlight coming through his eyelashes. And then he said, how beautiful it will be to travel in one of them, on top of one of them. And then this is the intentional knowledge. When I was young, when I just finished the university, I was working in a center. At the time, we used to call it mentally retarded. Now we call it mentally challenged kids. And in an orphanage as well. And one of them, I was going every day over there to play with the certain child that I was actually giving him a therapy. And there was a holiday that we were not going to see each other for 12 days. Mm-hmm. He was 12 years old, actually. But since he's mentally challenged, he didn't have the concept of time. So he was asking me, when am I going to see you? So I used the calendar, I used my fingers. I tried everything to explain to him what is 12 days.
Okay.
And then I thought, okay, I made myself clear. I'm sure he understood. And then he asked me one beautiful question. He said, do you think 12 days would pass only in 2 days?
Yeah.
How beautiful it is.
Yeah.
See, the mind, the time concept of the mind is completely different than the physical concept of time.
Yes. Wow, that's beautiful story, own story as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. When you work, I call them special kids, special people. You learn a lot. You know that there is a deeper meaning into everything. That's why intuition is necessary. Rational knowledge would say, I'm here, and this is 2 + 2 makes 4. What else we are expecting? But intuition, from your gut, a feeling comes. Mm-hmm. A knowledge comes. Scientifically, it's found out that actually the body response of an intuitional knowledge is much faster than the brain answer. When we say somebody asks a question, intuitionally, we know much better than that. There is this famous neurologist, Antonio Damasio. He was actually doing an experiment with people, and he noticed that they were actually in a game, they were gambling. Mm-hmm. And in the long run, that they were going to discover if they make big, big games, they would lose big. But if they go slowly, they would make big as well. But in the beginning, rationally, they were not aware of that. Interestingly, their body was responding much before than the rational mind.
Wow.
That's why it's so important to feel the mind and body connection as well. Mm-hmm. Nobody told us to notice our body unless we are sick.
So true. Yeah.
Jose Silva was saying, if you cannot control the body and take it out of your way, your mind cannot expand.
Yes. That's because beautiful. Yeah. So like you said, it's just that big connection, and it's so important for us to be be aware and have a knowledge about how we can operate, with our mind, and what we can actually also do with our intuition. So people here are very impatient on our chat today because they want to know your own story about the Silva method. But I can promise you that Gulgun is going to share that with us today, because that's also the part of my inspiring conversation with her. But just before that, before we are going to talk about your own personal stories that you believe you manifested because of using your mind and your gut feeling, I want to ask you, Gulgun, as well, because like you just said, you turned 60 last year. Am I right? You are 61. And I think that we can share that because you can even share that information in your bio. And you
We
look
are forever young. We are forever young.
And I just love how fresh and vibrant you are. Like for me, you haven't changed at all since our 8 years meeting. Like, 8 years passed,
Lovely.
and I see you. It's
You are
absolutely
too.
amazing. And we do take care about well-being in the Silva community. I know that you know this, right? Because you do teach about that as well. So just before we will go to your own success stories, can you share with us what is good for us to do on the daily basis to do some self-caring about ourselves, or maybe other way, what you do for yourself to feel forever young, to look forever young? I think that it will be very, very nice inspiration for us if we can hear that from you today.
And thank you. Thank you, Kasha. You know what's important that through the years we live in a routine. What we call it in psychology, that we memorize so many learn helplessness stories, so many ruminants in the brain. Your mother is
Mhm.
afraid of something, so you learn how to be afraid of something. So many things happening that you hit the wall. So the mind always in the repetition, planning, questioning, to survive, to be safe. Even though we are safe, I'm safe at the moment, but my mind doesn't feel that. So I believe if you're gonna create yourself from zero as a Silva graduate or as a person who meditates, who learns, you need to re-educate yourself. You need to reprogram your mind from what your learn helplessness or like your limiting beliefs.
Mhm.
Because like today you wake up, you dress up beautiful and happy, go out, and then you meet with someone and someone starts talking about, today's the weather is not nice. I believe this summer is gonna be very warm, and I don't know what's about the economy, it's gonna go bad, blah blah. Okay, now we're starting again, because this is what we do in this game, in this
Yes.
world dream. We keep chatting and complaining. So the best way is spend time on your own or what you know best. Which every morning I spend minimum 1.5 hours, sometimes 2 hours on meditation, reprogramming, doing my energy therapy work. It's like if I want to create myself from my ashes, which it's, sometimes at the end of the day you feel like that. At the end of this life,
Yes.
why some 61 years old is not as same as me? Why? Because enough is enough. I've been watching this movie again and again, and they don't want that. They are tired of it. For me, what's next? It's enjoyable. Tomorrow I'm going to be more grateful, happier. And this is my journey. And I'm the responsible teacher to myself as well as I'm the student to myself.
Mhm.
So it's a beautiful thing. But in order to do that, you need to do, routine things in your life, which you give
Yes.
yourself the space. And the second thing, uh, around you, make sure the right people is going around. Sometimes we have all our duties, relatives, things to do, and you do some unnecessary talks maybe. Doesn't mean anything when you wake up the next day. What did we talk last night? In Turkish, we have a saying, it's like we are wandering around talking about it, chit chatting,
Yeah.
goes nowhere. So make sure that whatever you are doing, you are valued. Not all the time, we cannot do this, maybe not 24 hours. I need to wash my dishes, but do it as this is the best thing in the world that I like to do it and I enjoy it. I
Mhm.
love YouTubers. Last night I was watching a guy. The guy is a professional from England and he's watching old houses, the gardens and things.
Mhm.
He is doing his job with such pleasure. You feel like you are watching God on business. You know what I mean? This is what's important.
Yes.
Whatever you do in life, whether you do it with pleasure, happiness, or don't do it.
Yes.
Like, I was having the problem with my health, it be canceled, blah, blah. So I gave myself 3 days off. I said, I deserve this because I've been
That's
working so long.
exactly that's so beautiful.
I said,
Yeah.
I need to treat thinking. Yeah, exactly. So I'm off 3, 4 days. Do this for yourself. Take care of yourself with
Yeah.
love and care and, show compassion. I
Mhm.
always ask to my clients, tell me a person you love that person with
Mhm.
compassion. What would
Mhm.
you do to that person?
Mhm.
And when was the last time you did to yourself what you did for that person?
Beautiful. And see, that's resonate with me a lot because I do have a very similar routine. I do spend my morning on myself because like you said, my physical reality, after my time is so intensive. Two kids in the house, work, business, people around me as well. So I totally resonate with what you said. Sometimes in the evening you just feel so wrecked, because you just did so
Yeah.
much. But there is that morning that when I'm opening my eyes and I'm like joyful and full of gratitude that I am actually healthy and ready to do the stuff that I always dreamt of. So I think that this is very, very amazing. And I also want to emphasize one more thing that you said, Gulgun, that repetition on being with yourself on the daily basis is such an important, because this is how we are
Very.
going to change operating our mind. So I think that is very, very important. So yeah. Okay. So let's now talk about the last part of our interview. Gulgun, wherever you want, because I know that you have a plenty success stories. Please do share with us something like what you've been able to manage, in terms of maybe working with some particular tools. I know probably that you are not going to mention today to me one of them because you are so deep with your experience. You can link so many approaches that appeared in your life. But wherever you feel, please do share with us something that you believe that it came to you through Silva and it has been manifested to you. I think that people are waiting for it.
Thank you so much. You know, since I started Silva, not a single day passed that whatever I do without Silva. Every
Mhm.
day, whatever I do with Silva. Through Silva techniques, I found my houses, like this beautiful house by the sea. I've been living in another house, and Turkey conditions, the rents are going higher. All over the world is the same story. She asked us to leave that house, and we were so actually happy. It's been 5 years. We were not ready to move on, blah blah. When things like that happen, I always use
You
Silva, and
okay. Mhm.
hundreds personal success stories, to be honest. But in Turkey, I like to tell you one more important thing that we do. And this is, I believe, is our Silva community in Turkey is the success story. We have a group of volunteers through WhatsApp, through Telegram. Every teacher, we have, at the moment, we are, I believe, 4 instructors, except Ayşen. She's the director, and we are 4 Turkish instructors. My group, I've been on almost 10 years now, I've been working. So we have a beautiful group of WhatsApp. Not much people, 60, 70 people maybe, maximum. But they work, they do volunteer work with people in immediate, in need of immediate help. For example, one of our graduate son had a motorbike accident. And she wrote to the group, my son had an accident and he's in the hospital, and the doctor says that all his eyes were actually with cracked glass, and that he might not be able to see. He might not be able to walk. And it's been going on like this. And the whole group starts working. Myself included, I said, I see in the level, the guy, I can feel it, that the guy will see. And you know, how we work in the level with the blue and white light and things like that. He turned out to be, recently the mother sent us the picture of this, that he's walking.
Absolutely. Wow. Yes.
We are,
And this is
it's
like
been
the
1.5 years.
Yes, and this is like the common work of Silva community in terms of sending this beautiful love and healing energy to those persons. So, wow, I think that we couldn't accept a better example. We couldn't expect from you a better example. That's such a beautiful story.
Like another graduate, recently she graduated in April. She was going through a difficult time in her life. She lost someone that she loved, and she decided to change the city and everything. And she joined the class. And then she didn't know. She was so confused about things. And she said, it's not the right time. The rents are increasing. The economy is going bad. I shouldn't do this, blah, blah. But she was persuaded in that class, I'm going to do the mirror of mind. Oh, sorry, a class of technique. She used the Laura Silva's glass of technique, that you raise the glass and then working on it with 3 scene techniques together.
Yeah,
she did that technique. I was teaching in the graduate meetings every month. All our graduates, we meet, not all of them, but some of them actually we meet. And in that ones, I teach them bonus techniques, we call it. And she did that technique. And the next day she wrote it. I cannot believe it. I found the house. And when I shared this, that we're going to do this together, she told me, please do share my story because it changed my life. I was so devastated, and Silva helped me this way. So it's not only my success story. As an instructor, you are more influenced by their success story, because their successes are your successes, you know.
So true. Yes, yes. That's beautiful. And again, you know, you just showing us today, you just proved to us that by Silva, we do this work better and better for people around us. And that's the point, right? That we can change ourselves, but by changing ourselves, and like you, I think that you mentioned a few times, re-educated ourselves, we have an impact on others because we are like passing these messages to other people. So I think that this is important. And just before we go with Gulgun, guys, there is a time for you to write a question in the chat box. If you want to write some questions, please do right now. And just for people who will be watching this interview, I don't know, tomorrow, in a week time, in a month time, please do remember also to always leave a question underneath of that video. Who knows, maybe Gulgun from time to time will be observing
I
that
check it.
channel and she would be able to answer that. And just before we go, Gulgun, before I will share that deep gratitude that you are here with me, is there anything else that you would like to share with us as some food for thought, some inspirational that you have a feeling that it will be great for us to listen today? If yes, this is this moment, and we are going to wait to see if we are going to have some question. So then you would be able to answer. So is there any message that you feel right now that you want to share with those beautiful community?
Okay, Kasia. First of all, I really thank you. I always admire your enthusiasm and your interest and hard work about Silva and everything in life in general. Your curiosity, your things you do, I really do follow it up, and I appreciate that. And it
Thank you
was,
so
for
much.
me, it was so nice to be here. First time I'm doing a Silva program in English. I've been doing a lot in Turkish. So I was actually wondering myself, what am I gonna do with in English in Silva? But it turned out to be so beautiful. So my last word about I don't know whether this would be fruitful or not, is that not only Silva, but everybody who is searching for an answer knows in life, if they've been long enough, they cannot control what's happening in the world or around them, but they can control their thoughts about them and their responses. I always say you don't only control them. If you are hating one thing in the world, then actually you are creating more hate in the world. Be the example of what you want to see in this world.
Wow.
So I think if you live every day to be the example of
Yes.
what you want to see in the world, it would be the most beautiful thing we would do for humanity, and
Oh,
for
yeah. Oh,
ourselves.
yes. This is what probably I need to hear that today. It's very, very important. And how powerful it is that if you are going to behave, think, and feel, on the way, like you mentioned, you want to see the words, oh my God, like how beautiful this word is going to be. So
This is
that's
what I
absolutely.
really, really work all my life long. I wanted to see more love, more care, more smile, and I'm trying my best, even though I'm not perfect, but I'm working on it.
Exactly. So,
That's the
Google,
most
thank you so
important thing.
much. The questions are coming, and this is very one, I think, the good one that it's coming from George. I know basically what to answer, but it's not my time today. It's your time today. So, George is asking you, when you meditate, how do you slow your thoughts down, or is it necessary?
Oh, that's a very good question. Where you meditate, in my bedroom, I have a special couch. It is important, I learned over the years, that you do this in a certain place, which feels comfortable for your mind and body, where you're not going to be disturbed at all. And when you do this, since I work with energy psychology, your thoughts creates a frequency, and that frequency creates your environment. So, by repeating the same place, the meditation in the same place, you are creating a good frequency for yourself. So it is important you choose a certain place, and that's your place to do that. And what was the second one he asked? What do you do for your thoughts?
Yeah, just to slow them up. So just to slow down the thoughts in
Okay.
terms of being more
One
effective with
thing
it.
we said, thoughts are the outcome of the mind. When I teach kids about the thoughts, I teach them
Mhm,
like this. Some thoughts are like food. They are good,
mhm,
nice, healthy for you. You can eat them. Some of them are garbage. You
mhm.
should throw them. But we
Yeah.
cannot throw the thoughts. They are in our mind. You don't want to think about something bad. Somebody wrote something bad over there, so it might come to your mind. So we don't get rid of the thought. Since the mind works like a string, it can pull, it cannot push. You cannot push a thought. You can only pull what you want to be, what you want to think
Mhm.
of. So the first thing is that, we teach this in Silva about the mental house cleaning. That
Yes.
when a thought comes, be aware of the thought, which is the mindfulness.
Mhm.
Watch the thought. Don't be the thought. Be the one who is observing the thought. Then doesn't have an effect on you because
Mhm.
we are human having the thoughts, but we are not thoughts. We have a
Mhm.
body, but we are not body. It's the same thing.
Yeah, very great, great answer. Absolutely beautiful and very concrete to know what to actually do in terms of your question. Okay, Gulgun, so I cannot see more question coming because when you were chatting, we were asked some more questions, so we will see. So, guys, first of all, I want to thank you that you are with us. Absolutely, a very energetic and live interview, as you probably agree with me. And I have a feeling, Gulgun, that you will be coming back here just in a lovely time
I
because
think
I
so.
found it
We'll
very
be in touch.
inspiring. Yes. So
I
let's
feel
see.
it, Tasha. We should be
Yes.
together and spread this energy.
Exactly. So thank you so much, guys. Gulgun, thank you so much. Enjoy your beautiful evening in your beautiful place and like good luck. Be better in bed and better in everything what you do, every way, in every way. And I just wish you
Okay.
absolutely beautiful things. And this is my gut feeling. This is my intuition. Oh yeah. Just one more question so we can use Gulgun.
Okay.
I know. And is possible? Is it possible be in alpha level around the clock? I'm not really sure what you mean by that.
I
Mesa,
got it.
you got it? Okay.
Now,
Okay.
you cannot be 24-hour in alpha, but you can be aware as much as you can be in 24 hours. Alpha means is a brain wave. So the brain changes the way of the waves. You would be, even in your sleep, you can go alpha, beta, theta, all these levels. So it is impossible in order to be in alpha in 24 hours. In the past, there was experiments who was doing this, but it in an environment where no impulses were there. So the person was in that alpha or theta level. There was a yogi experiment once it was done.
Okay.
So in the physical world, living as a human being, experiencing this life, you cannot be 24 hours in alpha, but you
Mhm.
can be aware of the moments of alpha and can use this awareness to achieve to be operating in the whole brain, I might say.
Mhm. Okay, we have an answer. Now I got it right. I just probably read it wrong. So, you have your answer, Methbach. So I hope that you are happy. So now, guys, because I've already was thanking you, Gulgun, as I said, absolutely beautiful and inspiring chat. It was so great to see you.
Thank
Thank you so much. And as I said, we might see again very soon. So just please make sure to read the emails because who
you.
knows how quickly
Pleasure.
we are
I,
going to be
and
chatting.
you should tell me your WhatsApp number because since my emails are millions of
Exactly.
them.
We can definitely
Let's be
exchange
in
numbers right now. For sure,
touch.
this is what
It's
we're going
awesome.
to do. Absolutely. Okay, so guys,
Okay,
thank
dear.
you so
Thank
much.
you so
I'm
much.
sharing deep gratitude, and yes, make sure to share your love hearts to Gulgun, because we were here today because of you. So thank you so much. Take care and see you soon on that platform. Take care.